Welcome to Boxing Profiles. I'm your host, Tony Prince. Hello, folks. Just want to say good evening to you. It is a Thursday night and it is about 8:13 in the evening. I hope everyone is sitting back, having something nice and cold to drink, and you're watching your favorite program. Hopefully, it's me. But, however, we just want to come today and we just want to talk to you guys about this weekend. There's a lot of up and coming fights. We have the return of Lomachenko, and he will be fighting this weekend a gentleman by the name of Ortiz. Now, let me talk a little bit about Lomachenko. Lomachenko is returning. I'm sure he's been in the gym, he's been training, and I'm wondering what Lomachenko has in his bag of tricks. Does he have something new that he hasn't shown us that he's going to show? He's going to showcase at the fight because he has some amazing ability with his in and out and his turning, and that is what's going to excite me because I really want to know if does he have something new to offer? Because Lomachenko is at a certain age, and once a person gets at a certain age, they really don't change their game that much. However, Lomachenko is a surprising fighter. He may have add some new tricks to his game. I hope he did because I want to see it. Because you know what? Is nothing more exciting than to see something new from a fighter. Okay. Now, if Lomachenko is successful this weekend and he gets past Ortiz, according to quote unquote Bob Arum, that the Devin Haney is a huge possibility. Now, in a fight between Devin Haney and Lomachenko, now this fight, I think, would be equal to the fight that did not happen between Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have a two-time gold medalist going up against the undisputed champion of the world. That would make for an exciting fight. In fact, you know what? Let's be honest. Any fight that Lomachenko is in is a great fight. Now, any fight that Devin Haney is in is a great fight. Now, some people will say I'm being biased at this particular moment. I would lean in that fight between Devin Haney and Lomachenko. I would lean Devin Haney. The only reasons why, because Devin Haney has a great defense. Devin Haney has a nice long jab. Lomachenko likes to come in, and the way to keep a person at bay is utilizing the jab. He also has a nice short jab. So I would expect that if those two guys fight, I would expect to see Devin Haney use a lot of defense and use a short jab and a long jab. Now, however, I could be wrong, but as a former fighter, that's how I would fight Lomachenko. And then hopefully he comes in and he walks into something, like he was similar into the Linares fight. But however, maybe he's changed something in his game because the man has shown that he has a great ability with his lateral movement. And that makes for an exciting fight because you never know what's going to happen. Okay. Now, Ortiz, I don't know a whole lot about Ortiz, but I could say I've seen him fight once or twice, and I like what I've seen from Ortiz. Okay, he's a solid fighter. I mean, I can't say nothing bad about him. He's just a solid fighter. Okay, and I would love to see Ortiz and Lomachenko really go at it because I want to see, honestly, I want to see a slobber knocker. I want to see the snot and the blood and every stuff flying here, this and that. If their teeth fly out, that'll be cool too. But you know what? The last time I saw something like that was when Mike Tyson hit Mitch Green and it knocked his whole crown out, knocked it over into the fourth row in at Madison Square Garden, man. Again, I'll never forget that. But yeah, I want to see something like that. But I want to see a great fight, and it would be nice to see a great lightweight fight, guys going at it, and they putting hands on each other. It would be really nice. Again, like I said, folks, I want to see a slobber knocker. I'm talking a hardcore beat down, just guys throwing hands and just letting it all go. That is what's up. Okay. Now, also, too, guys, we have a fight that's coming up in the California area. It's at Cash Creek Casino. And there's a young man on there by the name of Alan Sanchez. And Alan Sanchez is a local kid, and he is a very, very good fighter. Alan Sanchez's professional record is he's 21 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, and he has 10 KOs. So Alan, he is a former JL Tepito member of that particular gym. He's since then moved on. He was training under Jesse Lopez Sr. and Jesse Lopez Jr. at the time. This was earlier in Alan Sanchez's career, and I know that Alan knows how to throw hands, and this guy, he likes to fight. So, he's going to be fighting a gentleman by the name of Saul Busto. Now, Saul Busto is 15-0 with 1 draw, and he has 8 knockouts. So, guys, this is the perfect fight for a great fight to happen. And Alan Sanchez, I know that Alan Sanchez did some work with Canelo Alvarez. So, Alan knows how to bang pretty good. So I'm like, wow. But on the other hand, we also have Mr. Busto, who trains with Freddie Roach. Now, I don't know if Freddie Roach is going to be at that particular fight, but I know that Busto trains with Freddie Roach, so this is going to be really, really something to see. So I'm kind of like I mean I really want to see this fight. In fact, one of my guys that's on my team, he's actually going to the fight, and he told me that he's going to let me know exactly what happens in that fight, especially that particular fight with Alan Sanchez and Mr. Busto. Because I'm telling you now, I got a good feeling that this one is going to be a really, really good fight to go watch. Because again, these guys are both seasoned veterans. And sometimes watching the vets is the best thing to do. Okay. Now, we also have on that cash street card is another gentleman by the name of Ivan. He is from Fairfield, California. And Ivan is his current professional record is he is 7-1. I don't think he has any knockouts, but he is going to be fighting a probably a slick left-handed southpaw. So Ivan, I've watched Ivan train at the George Duke Center in Vacaville, California, and Ivan is a really, really good little fighter. I mean, he's a lightweight fighter, but he could bang, and I've seen him go at it. And Ivan, you see this podcast, man. Good luck to you. I know you know how to throw hands, and I want you to bring smoke to him, okay? Because you representing the George Duke Center, and you remember I fought out of the George Duke Center. So Ivan, you got to bring smoke. You are carrying that reputation, my brother. So hey, man, I'll be looking out for you, man. You better best believe I'm gonna be coming to you this Sunday, the next day. I'm gonna be right there. Hey, Ivan, what's up, man? What's going on? What happened? What happened? Tell me what's up. You know that. So it's gonna be a great weekend of fighting. I mean, man. We also got we have Anderson Silva and I believe it's Jake Paul going at it. And now a celebrity fight. Basically, we got an MMA guy going up against. I would say he's more of a celebrity, the Paul. Now, in this particular fight, I got to go with Anderson Silva on this. Okay. Now I do know that I don't know I get the Pauls mixed up. But I do know one of them knocked out one of the MMA fighters. I do know that, and so that was very, very surprising. So the whichever brother it was that knocked out the MMA fighter, he is taking this fight very, very seriously. And if it is the same gentleman that is fighting Anderson Silver, keep your hands up. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because hands down, man down. We saw that. So, that's a little Earl Spence I had to throw in there. But the bottom line to it is I'm looking for a great weekend of boxing. Okay. Now that's on Saturday. Now, Sunday morning, I will be at the Lions Den in Pittsburgh, California. They are going to be having some more sparring there. Now, all I know is that they're having sparring, and they told me what time. Hey, man, come on down. So I'll be there at 12 o'clock this Sunday to watch the sparring. Now, I don't know if there's going to be 5 or 6 gyms there. I have no idea who's going to be there. And this is what makes it so surprising when I go to the gym and see if they have 5 or 6 gyms, maybe 7 or 8 gyms, because I don't have any idea of who's going to be there. And that's when things get really, really good. And guys, remember something. When you go to the Lions Den, there is no loser and there is no winner. So what happens is the only thing on the line is the ego. Okay. I know I don't want to go to somebody's gym and get touched up. And I know the people at their home gym don't want to get touched up in their gym. So now we got great, great action, great, great sparring. And this is what makes the difference when a young fighter is hungry and he is trying to come up as a fighter, whether he is a professional or an amateur, because it raises his level each time he does it. He raises that level, and that is what is so cool about boxing. You have other fighters that can push you and get you to the next level. And folks, you know what? I got to mention this. The fight that was supposed to happen and didn't happen. If we can't get that fight, we need to look at these up and coming fighters, such as the amateur fighters and these up and coming professional fighters. For instance, in this particular area, in the Northern California area, okay, coming out of Oakland, we have a fighter by the name of Amari Jones. Amari Jones fights on Devin Haney's cards, and Amari Jones is currently right now is 8-0. Yes, Amari did fight in Melbourne, Australia, and he did win his fight. I mean, this is great, great news because he's a local kid, and it is a great thing when we have local fighters that are being successful. We also have from Dixon, California. Okay, we have another fighter who is undefeated. I believe he is either 8-0 or 9-0. His name is Joe Sean James. Okay, right here from Dixon, California. You know what? This is exciting because Joe Sean, I had the opportunity to meet him at the Lions Den, and I had talked to Joe Sean, and Joe Sean was telling me that he is going to start coming over to the gym wars over there, and because he liked what was going on over there. Now, if he participates, I don't know, but if he just shows up, it would be great. And Joe Sean is a really, really cool kid, and it's just like, man, down to earth, and just you could tell he's enthusiastic. He takes his craft very, very serious, and he is a true professional in his game. I mean, wow, these guys, man. Ooh, you just got to see these guys, man, go at it because there's something else. All right, now Amari Jones, the same thing with Amari. He takes his craft very, very serious, and man, he is putting in the work. And by the fighters putting in that work, that is what helps them move to that next level. Now, folks, remember something. When you are participating in some sort of event and you are being successful, what tendency to happen to you? You start putting a target on your back because now we got other people paying attention to you and they're saying, well, wait a minute, if I could knock this guy off, you know what? That everybody's going to be looking at me now because I knocked off one of the big dogs on the block. So this is why it's important for every fighter to give 100% at at and be their best all the time. You cannot slack. You cannot play boxing. You have to be on your game. And I mean, it has to keep improving and improving and improving. That's just the way it is. So I'm looking to have a great, great weekend of boxing. You know what? I'll tell you something else. This kind of reminded me of just a little taste of the when I grew up in that golden era. They would have exciting boxing matches on the weekends, okay? Which was really, really cool. And it usually started with Friday night fights like at the Blue Horizon or something. If some of you guys that are a little bit older would know what the Blue Horizon is back in Philadelphia, and a lot of the big name fighters came out of the Blue Horizon, okay? Bernard Hopkins, he's just one guy that came out of there. He was known as the Executioner. Man, this guy was something else. He was, woo, you talking about a guy that will put hands on you and bring smoke to you? Bernard Hopkins was no joke. I mean, wow, guys. If you guys go back to YouTube and look at some of the some Bernard Hopkins clips or some of his videos, wow, this guy was a tremendous, tremendous fighter, and that's why he lasted so long in the game. Bernard Hopkins, a true, true professional. I mean, guys, I could go on and on and on about all the fighters that's coming out of the Blue Horizon in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, okay? Pernell Whitaker came out of there. Meldrick Taylor came out of there. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It is just a great place and a mecca for boxing, okay? Now, we always see great, great fighters. You know, we seen in this particular era, all right, we seen Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, yes, he's just known as, Floyd Mayweather, or Pretty Boy Floyd, whatever you want to call him, okay? But let me tell you guys something. Floyd, another great fighter. And the man is phenomenal because I believe the man is retired and he's 40 something years old, and the man is still boxing. He is still out there. If they're doing exhibitions, but you still see that skill level. And that is what's up. You continue it. It has to be a way of life in order for you to get to the top of your game. And that is what's up. Don't stop, keep going. Okay. For all you young fighters that are out there, I want to encourage you guys. Hey, man, keep going. Okay. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but you got to keep rolling full steam ahead. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Okay. This is making boxing exciting again. And boxing is not dead. We have new and up and coming talent. I mean, I can't wait to see these guys when they really, they go from amateur into the pros. And a lot of these guys are going to turn around and be champions. Okay. So, guys like, okay, from the Lions, then from guys that I see, we got a guy by the name of Bobby, Bobby, Bobby Thompson. Okay. He's an amateur fighter. And Bobby is we've done on boxing profiles, we've done features on Bobby, and Bobby is a fighter that he's not getting touched, because what we say in boxing is, hey, you get touched up, that means you're gonna get lumped up, you know what I mean? And you may walk away with having a pizza face or something like that. And if you guys don't know what a pizza face is, that's you got pepperoni here, and all this sort of stuff, and the pepperoni is the bruises. So I'm gonna let you guys know straight up, hey, Bobby is not getting touched up. Bobby is putting hands on people, and like I told Bobby, hey man, people are paying attention to you. They're watching you. So you best believe the other fighters are saying, I got to beat this guy. So I'm telling you, hey man, you got to stay on your game 100% and keep going full steam ahead, because that is what's up. You know what? I got to talk about the ladies because it wasn't too long ago we saw the ladies fighting. We saw Baumgartner. We saw Clarissa Shields fight. Oh my God, dude! Woo! You talking about women's boxing? Did you see skill level of these ladies? They were throwing combinations and they was putting in the work. And I mean, they was putting in the work. Man, I mean, the ladies is putting it down like that. You best believe I'm going to be watching ladies boxing for now on, or the women's boxing for now on, because I like what I saw. It was very, very exciting to watch these ladies throw hands. And I'll tell you guys something. You know what, promoters? you guys need to pay them top dollar for the work that they put in, because I'm gonna tell you like this, they deserve it. Okay, they deserve it, and that is what's up. And man, oh, this is something special. Watching the boxing, all the things that was basically in the past and now coming up to this weekend is exciting for people to watch, because it is great entertainment. And at Boxing Profiles, that's what we want to do for you, is give you great entertainment. Again, less of me, more of the action is my motto. Okay, so that's what I have to say, man. And it's like, man, it's nice coming on here and being able to just talk a little bit. And we as Boxing Profiles and you as the fans, that we all start to get to know each other a little bit. So let me give you guys a real quick little background on me. Okay, my name is, okay. I'm gonna go here with my fighting name. My fighting name was Tony Prince. Okay, and I'm a former professional kickboxer. Okay, and then I got into boxing. All right, so here's the whole deal. So with me, okay, I was what, 8 years old when I first started. I started boxing. My dad got me into the boxing, okay, and then years down the line, I did it for a couple years, and then a couple years down the line, there was a Jeet Kune Do school that opened up, which is a martial arts school. And my dad asked me, "Hey, you want to go to this martial arts school?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" Okay, so I started doing that for a while, and I wind up doing that for, oh God, it was years and years. I think it was well over 7 or 8 years. I was doing that for a long time. And then, eventually I went back to boxing. So when I went back to boxing, I went back to the gym, in a gym called in Paterson, New Jersey. It was at the YMCA in Paterson, New Jersey. A trainer there by the name of Keith York was my boxing coach there. And Keith was a former professional fighter. He was one of the ranked number one contender in the WBC. Keith York. So I had the opportunity to work with him. I had two sparring partners. One was the name of BC, and the other gentleman was Anthony Green. Now, don't ask me what BC is, because that's all we called him, was just BC. Okay, but BC had a total of 101 fights, and he only lost 2 fights. Anthony Green, he had like 56 fights, and he lost 1 fight. And those were my sparring partners. So when I first started, you could just imagine I was coming home with all kinds of bruises, and I was getting beat up pretty much for a long time. And hey, after a while, you get tired of it. And that's when everything starts to click. I also had a brother, and my brother's name was Lamar Prince, and his best friend, Johnny Gonzalez. These guys would go to the gym every single day, and they saw me coming home, and they were like, "Hey, man, let us help you out." So they started showing me some of their tricks, and something a little bit different, and then I started applying it in the ring. Now, everything that Keith York taught me was working. It's just that the other two fighters were so much better than I was, it seemed like it wasn't affecting them. But eventually, I got better. I was able to raise my level to where their level was. Then once we were evenly matched, different story now. Okay. All right. It was a different story. Then I started giving them the beating. And believe me, you talk about having satisfaction after you getting beat. Man, it was exciting to know that just beating one of them was exciting. Just being able to beat one of them after what I went through. And let me tell you, boxing is a hard game, and you have to be prepared physically and mentally for this game. This game is very serious. Okay. I'll tell you, man. Whew, after I got after I got to being able to beat my sparring partners, ooh man, you talking about satisfaction. I mean, you could just sit back and you could just breathe, man. I mean, just really just take a deep breath and just go, because the feeling was great. It was just great, man. It was just great, man. It was really nice, man. Just really nice, and I can't complain about it. You know, I had a great career and everything that I was doing, so I love it. And you know what, guys? I'm actually still doing it today. I'm doing it in a different way. I'm actually helping young fighters, um, amateurs and professionals, come up the ranks. And I'll tell you, I really love helping these guys. It's a great, great sport, and it is very, very challenging. And you must maintain great, great discipline, and you have to be willing to make a sacrifice to take the time and train your mind and your body to become one in this game. And believe me, it is not an easy thing to do. You will definitely have to apply yourself 100%, nothing less. It has to be 100%. Anything else is not acceptable. Okay. So when it comes to this game, guys, ladies, don't cheat yourself. Okay. Work your offense. More importantly, work that defense, because defense is what saved you. I got out of boxing. I have all my faculties, and that is what is important, is to get out of that game and you are still have all your faculties. Okay. That is very, very important, because we see what happens to some fighters. We see slurred speech, we possible brain damage, things like that. But you know, it's a part of the game, and we have to be real with one another. It is again a great, great sport, and I love it to death. Okay, now I want to jump back to the Cash Creek thing again. Alan Sanchez, a local fighter, is fighting Saturday at Cash Creek. Guys, if you guys can go to it, go to it. Check the fight out, okay? And Alan Sanchez is going to be fighting Saul Busto. Now, Saul Busto, he's a tough little cookie, okay? Again, this guy is training out of the Freddie Roach's gym, okay? Out of the Wild Card gym. So this is going to be exciting and an exciting fight. And like I said, Alan, hey man, you got to bring smoke. You got to bring smoke to this dude. All right. Now, like I said, I believe that this fight is going to be a slobber knocker. I want to see that. A slobber knocker, Jack. That's what I want to see. Man, it's going to be good. Man, this weekend, another exciting weekend. And also, guys, remember to, I will be at the Lions Den Sunday morning, 12 o'clock for the sparring at the Lions Den. That's right, folks. I got invited back once again to the Lions Den. It's a great atmosphere, great, great people. And if I'm correct, I do believe, okay, Amari Jones is still in town. So hopefully I have that opportunity to have a interview with Amari Jones. I'm going to see if I can get that interview and try to do it right then, right there, Sunday, because I know if he's still in town, because his dad told me he was in town, then I could probably get that interview. That would be an exciting thing to be able to sit down and talk to that young man, one of the hot prospects in boxing today. Okay, folks, you know what? In the Northern California area, not only there two hot prospects, Amari Jones, Joson James, there is also Lightning Lopez. He is also a hot prospect, you know, and he's out of the Lightning gym also in Oakland, California. So, you know, California is a very, very talented place for when it comes to fighters. We also got fighters in Sacramento that are really, really good fighters there, you know, and it's like, wow, folks, we need to know who all these talented fighters are, these up and coming fighters. Because you know what? You know, your Earl Spencer's, Terrence Crawford, and you know, all those guys at the top right now is not going to be there forever. So it would be nice to be able to get to know these guys before they were champions and watch them grow. That is what Boxing Profiles is all about. Okay. And not only are we for the just the boxer, we're actually for all athletes. Okay. Because we are Boxing Profiles, sports, and more. So it doesn't matter what sport you're in. The bottom line to it is if you're an athlete and you have a story, we want you to tell your story. That's what it is, because you know what? It's not only about boxing, it is about the football player, the tennis player, the track star, okay, the hockey star, okay? I could go on and on and on all the different sports. But you know what? If no one is saying anything, then how would we know? We have no way of knowing, okay? Sure, there's YouTube and then there's the show social media, okay, which is great, yes, and that's where you could go and try to find these guys, but still, sometimes if you still don't know of a person, then maybe you won't find them. You know, that's the thing. But Boxing Profiles, we want to expose these athletes because you know what? There are a lot of great athletes out there, and a lot of people could learn a lot of different things because everybody has something to contribute. And that is what's important. It makes us all better as a community and as a people because it brings us all together. And that is what's up. All right, guys, you know what? I'm not going to be on here too much longer. So I just have to say, I hope you guys have an exciting weekend. And I'm going to be having a great weekend because I'm going to be watching again. I'm going to be watching boxing this weekend. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to the Lomachenko fight. Absolutely. And if he gets past Ortiz, then that means it is a strong possibility that Lomachenko and Devin Haney, that might be next. I'm pretty sure of it because that's what the word is according out of Bob Arum. And you know what? That would be an exciting fight to see. You know, man, it is gonna be exciting to watch this weekend. And like I said, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat because you never know what can happen. Because what happens if Ortiz win the fight? You know, sometimes we don't think about something like that, right? But it could happen. Nobody expected Tiafimo to beat Lomachenko, but he did. So let's see what happens Saturday night. That is going to be exciting. Okay. But like I said, maybe Lomachenko got some new tricks up his sleeve. Now, if he does, I want to see him. Okay. I want to see him because he has a lot of talent and I got to give credit to where credit is due. Okay. Lomachenko fights are exciting to watch. He is phenomenal in the things that he does. Now, let me tell you something. I'm not taking nothing away from the other fighter that he's fighting. Okay? Ortiz is also just as talented. So we're going to see what's going to happen in that particular fight. And it's like I said, it's going to be an exciting weekend. Also, Halloween is here. Don't forget to give the kids the candy. Okay. All right, guys. You know what? I'm not going to be on here too much longer. All right. I'm going to call it a night. And you know what, guys? Remember something. Keep punching. Don't get punch drunk. Peace. I'm out.